G'day gamers and welcome back to Space Engineers. I've been a little busy with a fan favorite, the unknown signal retrieval drone itself. If you're ever struggling to get skins and all that sorts of stuff in Space Engineers, this is the drone for you. Also, today I'll be explaining how I kind of fixed it, why I've done things the way I've done in its programming in vanilla style, no mods or anything like that, nothing unusual towards my channel if you're not familiar with it already. It'll also do a lot of different things along its way to the unknown signal. We will have the collision avoidance on, so it will avoid any voxels or any different issues it may encounter along the way, as well as going 50 meters a second, which is double its original speed. So even if you've got little time, once realizing the unknown signal is dropped, as they only last about 15 minutes from the spawn in. If you realize like it's got like 5 minutes left or something like that, it's a lot easier to just trigger this out. It'll get to it, pick it up, bring it on back to your base a lot faster than the previous one. At the same time, I've got many different fixes along the way back home. Funny thing is, when the collision avoidance is on, when it's actually connected onto the unknown signal, like it's just about to right there, thank you very much, it will fly straight up, you see. It kind of freaks out because it thinks it's really close to something it should avoid. So I've got a timer that once it locks onto the unknown signal, after 10 seconds, which is what we saw just there, we got it to turn the collision avoidance off, which allows it to stop freaking out, stop flying directly above, and then directly fly back home. This only uses about 3 GPSs. We've got a clear GPS, about 100 meters or so above the docking home connector. We've got the drop GPS, which is obviously where you drop the payload, somewhat shortly above the surface of the planet where you wish to drop the payload, and in front of the docking connector itself. The last GPS you need, the third and final one, is obviously the docking GPS itself. I've also activated the precision mode to be turned on at a specific time once it drops the payload, just so it has a better ability of locking onto its docking connector in its really specific way by turning on this gyro that's overridden, allowing it to spin until the connectors magnetize and connect each other without overriding it, that you'll see all in this kind of short video kind of thing here. If you wish, you can also stick around until the end, where I will also be setting up a brand new unknown signal drone and connector, allowing you to see exactly what you need to do to set everything up. So there's the precision mode on, overridden gyro on, allowing it to spin 360. Once it locks on, eventually the timer block right here, the dock timer block, will allow it to lock on to your base, allowing it to charge up and all that good sort of jazz. Unfortunately, that just ran out of time, but that's also good because that noise was probably getting quite annoying. Here we go, 30 seconds, locks on up, absolutely perfect. So what I might actually do is I'm going to disconnect that very quickly, and I'm going to save a bit of time by doing that and getting the exact item or blueprint from the Steam Workshop itself. Actually, signal, the one from the Steam Workshop right here that you can go ahead and download, the 2025 unknown signal drone. Build it up, print it up however you wish, but it doesn't really matter overall. Let's just get this in, and we can miss the connector altogether. What I might do is just get that locked on, because we need to place some GPSs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the F button, exit on out completely, hide all those GPSs, and let's get this on going. Press button 6 that I've already got within the drone itself, back it onto the connector as much as possible, and place your first GPS here. signal dock. I'll call it number 2, but you can literally name this any name you wish. It's just so your reference within the remote block of the drone, setting it up that you need to. So what we're going to do now, and we're going to fly just in front of it. I can hold the Alt button and I can actually look down with my character. I can fix that up later. And let's place the other GPS, signal drop 2, right there. From here, let's just look back up, and roughly above the connector, about 100 meters up, we're looking at that signal there. About 100 meters up, that looks about fine. Let's place GPS signal clear 2. There we go. That's all the GPSs you need for this drone to work, apart from having that unknown signal as well. And regardless, we will definitely watch this drone trigger itself and go about its business as it needs to after we finish setting things up. So let's just lock this on, make sure it's nice and flat. Button 3, and that's nicely locked. Fantastic. Press V, just so my character's visual angles are all kind of reset there. So we just need to replace exactly what we see here. So I know for a fact we need to clear it. We need to go to the unknown signal. Then we need to come back to the clear. We need to go down to the drop and then to the dock. So ignore everything up to here. This is the new one right here, and in between these two clear signals right here, or GPSs, there will be the new unknown signal when it does appear very shortly, hopefully. For the meantime, let's just set everything going. We need to get the avoidance sensor on, as well as speed it up. So, oh, not that one, on this one. So we need to get it to toggle that sensor on and speed it up. Toggle that sensor on, and then start the speed up. If you can start it, it's a lot more efficient and effective overall. So the unknown signal, we'll forget about that for just now. We'll go to the slow down trigger, because if it says trigger, we definitely need to put trigger in. The drone clear, slow down again. Let's go slow down again. I don't know if that said trigger or not. That's fine. On the drop. Oh, hang on. Am I missing something? Yes, I am. I went the wrong one. So the drop is mag plates on, precision mode on. So mag plates on, precision mode on. And then on the dock, we need to autopilot off and then start its docking procedure. So autopilot off because it's on the circle thing. I'll explain why in just a moment. We need to turn the overridden gyro spin, as well as start that docking timer right there. So let's just double check our work. On the first and second clear, we need to get the avoid sensor on and the speed up start. So avoid sensor on, speed up start. On that one, that's fine. On the second one, we need to get slow down to trigger, slow down to trigger. On the drop, we need the mag plates on and the precision mode on. Mag plates on, precision mode on. On the final dock, the last one, we've got autopilot off and the docking procedure it has as well. So autopilot off and the spin gyroscope on, as well as that docking timer block to start as well. So what we can do now is remove almost all of the old ones. Drop and dock, and I'm going to move that one down so we can replace this exact signal with its actions when a new unknown signal pops up extremely shortly. I'll see you in just a sec, but that is everything you need to do. Oh, perfect. It was literally no more than about 30 seconds before getting a new unknown signal, which actually looks like it's going to land rather close, which is a-okay by me. But the reason why, as I was saying before, I have the remote control on the circle flight mode is so when it actually does its job and brings the unknown signal back to your base and everything's working and nothing went wrong, these waypoints that you've set out will not disappear. They will stay as is, so you can just replace what you need as it is with the unknown signal. And since one has just spawned in, we now need to wait for it to stop moving. So I'm going to flick between the unknown signal that was just created, and I'm looking specifically at these 3 numbers right here. So every time I flick back to it, I'm just waiting for it to be stopped. So once these numbers don't change, that means the unknown signal has stopped moving and we can continue with what we need to do. So we got 22, 65, oh, we got 65, 59, 26. We got 16, 64, no. 53, 31, 25, 24, 24. So we got 24, 30, 67. 24, 30, 67. Just give it a few checks. Good. So now that these coordinates have not changed, it means the unknown signal payload itself has stopped moving. So let's go into the remote control. We can now add the new unknown signal. We need to add the collision avoidance on, as well as starting that timer. So collision avoidance on, as well as starting this timer here. And the collision avoidance off, this timer block here, it just turns the collision avoidance off and it tells the drone to speed back up so it can get back home to your base a lot faster. So if you're in a really mountainous area, instead of 10 seconds, allow it 20 seconds. So when it picks up the payload, it flies up higher than what it would allow in 10 seconds, if that makes sense. So once we've got all that done, we've got the new actions. We need to delete the old one, and let's move the new unknown signal to its new position. Once that's all done, you need to reset while highlighting this first waypoint, telling this remote block and the drone you want to reset it and tell it to go to that signal and reset everything itself. From there, it is literally a-okay. I'm going to do a quick Shift F5 save right there, and I'm going to press the go button. Start, trigger, start, makes no difference. It'll do the exact same thing you saw just before. It's going to fly up to the signal clear number 2 that we set. There it is there. It has collision avoidance on, so it should, yep, kind of freak out unless me pasting it. Oh, okay, wow. That was a lot closer than I thought, but I guess that's exactly what you want to see on YouTube. Nothing wasted, no time. You just want to gimme information as much as you can. Gimme now. I want it now. I want it now. And the signal collision avoidance, you can also check it out as yourself by just downloading it off the workshop and mod.io. I wouldn't do mod.io just yet because I haven't gotten to updating the new design with that yet. Oh, it didn't unlock. That's all right. That's fine. It needs to unlock, pretty please. Ah, that's why. So another thing you could do, that once you get back to your base, just have a gigantic mag plate right here. So once it drops the payload, the magnetic plate will instantly lock onto it. And if you have one of these spawning in, it won't instantly try and fly away. So that's probably why this kind of messed itself up. But what we can do is, if it's like that, you can go into here, terminal. We can get it to just go about its thing. But I think a few things kind of messed up there itself. What we can do, just because it's the end of the video, I'm gonna remove that one, it's gonna go up, down, dat, and let's just trigger that start button right there. No, it's just not going to be nice. But while it's over here and nearly crashing into this, I was doing a little bit of testing with the infinite tunneler that went up in my Dronely season survival in Space Engineers, except I wanted to do a downwards drill, but I wanted to get there as fast as possible, and I didn't realize at the time, but if I do this right here, start that and delete that, if that just drops and then starts everything, it may damage a few of the drills, but if you need to get down really quickly, this could help, as you could just spawn all these drills in with just one battery, as they don't take much power, and you could just hi-ho silver. It does, however, damage most of these eventually. As you can see, there's 87%, etc, etc. Not all of them, it's just pretty randomized, I've noticed, but if you want to get down, that could be a really nice way to do it. And if you just want to stop drilling, just turn all the drills off, and it is a-okay. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. You know what YouTube's like with that, its algorithm and stuff and things. But yeah, stay sharp till next time as always. And I'm sorry it's been so long. Ciao. Oh, actually, what did we get? What did we get? What did we actually get? Let's get... No, let's just delete that. Thank you. Boink. And what'd I get? A badger suit. I think I've got that already. Just quickly, I wanted to double check why it didn't work, and I just figured out why. Make sure when it gets to the drop GPS, this mag plate group, it needs to be unlock, not turn on. I'm very silly for turning them on. They were already on, etc. They just needed to unlock the payload and actually drop. So let's do this again very quickly, as we know it's only just over there. So it goes up to one of the 3 GPSs it needs, goes over to the unknown signal with its collision avoidance on. Once it locks onto the unknown signal itself, it will then fly up for about 10 seconds or more, depending what you set the collision avoidance timer here to. It's set for 10 seconds at the moment, so it will only fly up for about 10 seconds before flying back to your base. It will then come back to the signal clear. Nice and easy. And what I might do is I might just get rid of this right here. It's very smart to have a magnetic plate just under where this disconnects, just there, so that doesn't fly away from you in future. It'll go back up to the signal dock just there, turn on its overridden gyro. That will not override the magnetism of the connectors. So once it locks on itself, I'll just have to wait for a 30-second docking timer, this one right here, to actually finish and trigger, locking the connector and locking the drone to your base nice and easy, ready and waiting for the next one. So you can go and download it from the workshop, as I said. Make sure you stay sharp till then. See ya. There you go, just locked. Bye.